Hi, I'm Kirk Caraway, and this is a special edition of Our Town for Carson Now and ACC TV. This morning we're here with Steve Neighbors, who's president of the Carson Nugget and also trustee of the Hop and May Adams Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you a little bit about business development, business incubation. I know that as part of the City Center project, which you've been a main force in, the business incubator is one of those pieces of it that kind of got a lot of people's imaginations going, and but it's also been something that didn't just depend on the City Center project, because you've actually been working on pieces of the business incubator from the beginning.
That's correct. Yes.
And so now, how's that project going? Where's that stand?
Well, today we closed on incubator number 1. We purchased the Stewart Title building downtown. The intent is what we're going to be doing with that incubator is working with NNDA, allow them to, help bring in external businesses that are not really, they don't have the financial statements or the wherewithal to be able to be a legitimate tenant to a private location. So we're willing to give it rent-free to NNDA. We're also willing to give it to existing startups and or kids that have ideas, what have you, to kind of start, incubating a business. And then once they can get stable, then they can go out in the public place and be a good, solid tenant, in the local marketplace. So having just closed on the building, we've engaged a local architect and we'll be engaging local contractors to upgrade the Stewart Title building. It has quite a bit of stuff that needs to be done to it. And we'll be bringing in the tools and the technology there so we can start, incubating businesses and incubating jobs for Carson City.
Now, is there a focus for the type of business that would be in here, or is it going to be more of anything that's local that will?
We have a couple that we're working with now that have made a commitment to come to Carson City if they can get rent-free to get started. We have one where the Hop and May Adams Foundation has an entity called Carson Careers, and Carson Careers is basically it's a seed capital component to help start businesses. We will be setting up some local businessmen that will vet ideas. We're willing to put some seed money into a business. Our rule is it can't be used by the business for its payroll or for, but we will help them with either incubation, with the tools within the incubator, or seed money to help buy stuff. We are working with the federal labs. Rather than trying to create a research lab, which is very expensive and very cost-consuming, our U.S. government spends a pile of money, and I believe it's over 700 different laboratories, universities, 300 of them direct, that, as I understand it, is federal labs. My last check, there's 14,000 patents and licenses available for private industry. So we're going to focus on trying to bring patents and licenses and new technology to existing businesses in Carson City. We also want to use that as a lever for people elsewhere that can't get that technology in other states or whatever. We want to give that opportunity here in Carson City if it's an industry or a business that we think goes well in Carson City. So we'll have an incubator, we will have some seed money investment. We're funding it with $300,000 to start with. we will have an accelerating program. So the difference between, in my mind, between an accelerator and an incubator brings in, lets someone do it, gives them all the tools, they do the work. The accelerator will have skill sets that they may not have. So we'll work with local professionals and figure out how to carve out some, value add for them to come in and help this business. And so they'll get some kind of investment or ownership of it. How we can then work synergistically to accelerate that incubated business. So those are a number of tools we're bringing.
Yeah, so now explain the process of business incubation. I mean, if a couple people have an idea and say, all right, we want to be a part of the incubator, but we just have this idea and we haven't got it's a good idea, but we don't know anything about the business. So what are the things you can help them with, or that an NDA would help?
So you would normally try to do that in your home, or you would try to figure out how to do it. Where do you come up with the money to try to go get the tools, the computers, the help, So what the incubator will do is say, okay, well, here's some resources that we have available for everybody. So we'll have an office space, we'll have computers, we'll have state-of-the-art software, we'll have phone systems and phone lines, we'll have, and then you'll be able to interact with other businesses and people that have maybe a different perspective that you can work with. And then if you have a business idea that needs seed capital, you'll be talking to Carson Careers about it. If you need to have some help above and beyond yourself, you'll be talking to the accelerator component of it. I need marketing help. I need figuring out how to get a package. I've got a technology problem, and so we'll help figure out how to put you together with someone that would help solve it. So instead of you doing it in your home or in your basement or in your garage, we're saying, come here and we'll help you figure it all out.
And also, some of the more basic things like you have, just doing billing and doing, incorporation. Do you need to incorporate? How would you incorporate the legal entities and stuff like that to help, because some people have a great idea, but they may not know those.
And behind the scenes, that's with the founding of the brick. So May put up the seed money to help get the grant to get the brick started. And so the brick already has some elements of that, but we'll start pulling these all together. We'll start bringing all these pieces together. And when it's all said and done, all the multifaceted tools we want to develop jobs and careers will be housed in what the library's people are calling a Knowledge and Discovery Center, but from May's perspective, will be a place to have all these tools. You'll have conference rooms. You'll have digital communications, opportunities there. You'll have access to existing help, be it SCORE or Carson Careers or other venture capitals or banks, or we'll end up making this a holistic, here's a one-stop approach, anything and everything you need, and here's how we're going to do it. And putting it all under one roof and trusting the libraries, the librarians to deal with this. If you really think about it, it's information, it's data management, and that's really library science. And so that's how we want to all bring it together in one locale.
Right. So if you got somebody out there who they've always had this idea for this business, they want to do something. So how would they get involved in this?
So right now, with us just starting Incubator 1, the intent is to figure out how to, what we're going to do is we're going to get remodeled. So we think that's going to take us 2 to 3 months to get it all fixed up. We'll be working with NNDA, and we'll have NNDA have the opportunity to figure out how to put in there, who to put in there. We have the brick involved in it. Here's the tools that we have and the software and the skills that we have. And so we'll try to work with 3 different parties in different locations to make it work until we get the city center project built or not, and if not, then we'll figure out how to work with it across town, or we'll deal with those issues.
Yeah, because I mean, this can be more than just the Stewart building. It can go and
yes, this is Incubator 1.
Incubator 1.
And not every business needs to be downtown. Not every business needs to be in high-end rent. As we incubate them, they will eventually go to where they're able to afford it, and who the market is and what kind of facility they need, and how high-tech it needs to be or not. We plan on having an incubator out at the manufacturing sites. We'll have incubators throughout. So this is Incubator 1.
And of course, the purpose of incubation is you get them started, but then you kick them out. You kick them out of the nest and bring in new ones.
And we will work with NNDA, so we're kind of partnering with NNDA with that. There's a lot of other different organizations already set up, and we'll reach out and we'll embrace it, and we'll try to figure out how can we all collectively work together to create a synergistic solution to, from our perspective, creating job opportunities for the youth and senior citizens.
Well, it sounds very exciting. You will have to keep us apprised on how this goes.
I'll keep you posted.
All right. Well, hey, I want to thank you for talking to us about economic development for Carson City.
You bet. Thank you.
And I want to thank you for listening. We will catch you later.
Thank you.